All right, so good morning everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Dr. Eve Seiler and I love science and I can also explain a lot scientifically, but I do love eating. This is my main thing really, and I think for all of us, I mean there's so much science and knowledge around foods and diet, nutrition, but overall we have to eat. Overall, we have to satisfy our hunger, which is normal. It's normal that we are hungry. And yeah, we have to enjoy the food, and we have to feel good with our food. We have to feel good with the food, and it has to feel good in our bodies. So we have to really, after we eat, after the next day, we should feel nourished. We should feel optimal, like really optimal. And I believe you can reach all this with a raw vegan diet, with a natural raw vegan diet. There's other options of raw veganism. There's food restrictions like too much fruit, too much nuts. There's oil. So my version is SOS free, so there's nothing extracted, no oil, so oils are extracts. So there's nothing added to it. It's just the whole foods as they are grown from nature. And then you can process it a little bit with your blender, with your juicer, whatever you want to do. But it's not really something extracted with like oil. And I think this is the best way to feel really optimal. Yeah, if you have any questions about the raw vegan diet along the way here, then feel free to ask. I also have an email list that I'm giving around, so if you want to put your email in capital letters so I can read it. I'm from Germany, so. And then I'll send you a free, easy raw vegan lifestyle guide. Raw vegan lifestyle easy guide or something. So just what this means and a few recipes that are in there. And then we go from there. So if you're interested in becoming a raw vegan, I can also guide you a little bit more in that. So, but today we're gonna make food, and we're gonna talk a lot because I always talk a lot. So today I want to make noodles, pasta. You can call it pasta with a tomato mango sauce, and I also have an option for walnut basil pesto, and with all the ingredients that we have here, so everything is just very simple, and yeah, we can try doing this. And yeah, so how many people are fasting, or who's not fasting? I should always ask like this. Oh, a few people. Okay, you can try it after the other ones and smell it. Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with making the noodles. You can make the noodles with pretty much all vegetables that will fit in your machine. So there's different ways. So the best way actually is having a spiralizer, and there's different kinds of spiralizers. This one is a very simple one, stainless steel, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you take your vegetables that will fit in there. And I have cucumbers, I have zucchini. Who ate zucchini noodles before? A lot of people. And are you making it regularly at home as well? Who makes it at home? Oh, a few people. Wow, you're already so experienced. You don't even need me. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So you just cut it so it fits in your machine, and then you spiralize it. The skin? No, the skin is not bitter. You might change your taste buds after. Are you fasting? Are you water fasting? Oh, it was you asking this. Well, you probably will like it after you water fast.
Anything.
Okay, this is pretty easy, isn't it? And how fast can you cook noodles? Right. So this is how they look. Like, just pretty much like noodles. But they will look more like noodles. I mean, noodles don't taste like anything really, right? And this doesn't have a strong taste either. The most important part is the sauce, right? And we can make beautiful sauces that are raw.
So where can we get that spiralizer?
This one I got from Amazon, but I got it from the German Amazon actually. But there's similar kinds here for USA as well.
What's that one called?
This one, I think you'll find it like stainless steel spiralizer. I should set up, I'm about to set up my website, and then I will also put some kitchen tools in there that I would recommend using.
My kids, when I served them raw zucchini, they always said that it made them feel kind of sick, or I don't know, they didn't like it.
Sick?
Yeah, have you ever heard that before? Or I just questioned whether
No,
why that was.
I've not heard that before.
Okay, maybe it was their own.
But if they don't like the zucchini noodles, you can make cucumber noodles. So this is the zucchini. Actually, I would just show you a different tool. So if you don't have the spiralizer, you can use a potato peeler. There's different kinds. So I usually use a potato peeler like this. And I still have cucumbers here. I'm just gonna show you well, let's try with this carrot here. So if you don't have, and if you don't like zucchini, maybe they like carrot noodles, or maybe they like cucumber noodles, or jicama noodles, or sweet potato noodles. And if you're okay with steaming still, or not wanting to be 100% raw, you can even steam those a little bit, if you want to.
So you do raw sweet potatoes?
Mm-hmm. You could also steam them a little bit. If they don't like it completely raw, they might like it a little bit steamed. But yeah, I'm all about raw. I wouldn't do anything cooked, but you could if you want to. So if you have a potato peeler, this is actually a really nice noodle. So you could use it just like that. Takes a little bit longer, of course, especially if you have a big family. Then everyone has to help with that. But for one person, it's totally possible, actually. You just keep pretty much peeling it. Maybe if you lay it down on a cutting board like this, you protect your hands. Oh, I have to say, this potato peeler is working much better than mine that I always use. I never use a potato peeler like this, but it's actually not bad. Most people probably have a potato peeler like this. And then the other end. Yeah, some noodles are a little bit shorter than the other ones, but that's okay. Sometimes kids, they probably like the food better if they make it. It could also be that it's so new to them, and then they didn't see how. Did they see how we make it?
No, they purchased. This was yours.
Oh, okay. And then with the raw food, always, sometimes you don't tolerate the raw food because you ate something else with it. So even if it's just healthy beans or something other cooked, sometimes you can't really tolerate the raw food really well. So sometimes it doesn't do well together with other things. Like sometimes people gain weight on fruit, but they also eat potatoes. You know, the combination sometimes could be the reason. Well, I pretty much.
Is raw food more healthy than cooked food?
I believe so.
More vitamins and minerals and enzymes.
Yeah. See how I pretty much peeled everything off this carrot, so that's pretty good. And look at these.
118 degrees kills most enzymes.
Oh, does it? Yes. Oh.
I'm actually really amazed that it turned out like really nice noodles. So yeah, so why I believe that raw food is more important for us. So first of all, it's the most natural foods. Oh, you had a question?
What do you use to clean those before you use them? Just water, plain water?
Oh yeah, all the vegetables just water.
But
Unless,
they've been coming from all over the world, and how do you know they're
well,
safe?
ideally you get it local.
Local?
Ideally, you get your produce mostly from the markets, farmers markets, so if you can. If not, then get organic. If not, you can wash it a little bit maybe with baking soda, but then rinse it off again. Or some people also use hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, but I usually just use water.
Okay.
I'm like more concerned about the pesticides that you can rinse off with more like hydrogen peroxide or baking soda, but I'm not concerned about any germs. I think like if we strengthen our bodies, then we're pretty much okay. It should be okay. I mean, there's so many germs. Like, imagine someone spits on the ground, it dries up, someone walks over, all the germs go in the air, and you breathe it in. So you can't really avoid germs at all, even if we wash out things. But we have to breathe air. We have to go outside. We have to talk to people too. Yeah, so I'm not concerned about germs, but chemicals definitely, I think. So back to why I believe that raw food is more important for us. So first of all, it's the most natural form to eat. No animal on earth really has to cook that food. So it usually should grow from nature, and then there's no reason to alter it because it's already perfect. There's no reason to cook it. And then the other thing is there's enzymes in the food, and when you eat the food, of course you have your own enzymes and your stomach acid that actually natures the enzymes. But it's not that you mix it already with the stomach acid, it just sits there first on the top of your stomach, and you chewed it up, and then it releases all the enzymes. And the food has the same or similar digestive enzymes like us, and it starts digesting itself already. So this helps with digestion tremendously. The only thing is, if you're not used to the raw food, you also have to have a specific microbiome that can digest the food. So it can upset your stomach still if you eat a lot of raw food and you're not used to it. But that's another point. So the raw food also promotes the best microbiome with all the raw fiber. It cleanses your digestion system. You will not have a big belly ever, you know, always flat belly and no weight gain on the raw food. Maybe not a weight loss if you are still eating too many calories and you want to lose weight, but you will never have too much, you will never gain excess weight on raw food. Then the vitamins, some vitamins are unstable, so vitamin C, for example. And on the raw food, you get so much vitamin C. Sometimes it says, like Chronometer, it's a app to track your calories and your nutrition. Sometimes it says 500% vitamin C of the recommended value, or 1,000% sometimes. You know, it's like really, really high in vitamin C. And that is important for your tissue growth, your collagen, people think that they have to supplement with collagen, but your body can make collagen itself with vitamin C. So, and I find other reasons for why raw is just so great for you. And it's just also so simple. It's also very simple because when you travel, you will find raw food everywhere. You will not find a vegan restaurant everywhere, or the food that you want to eat that has no oil or anything. But you will find raw food anywhere. And if I'm traveling, my system is so adapted to raw food, I can just eat everything how it is. I don't even have to prepare it, for my body doesn't even make a difference. So that's the other thing. It's very easy. It makes my life easy. Okay, a lot of talk. You have another question?
Yes. Do you coach people, parents with your children while you do the demo online coaching and stuff, or do you?
Oh, that's a question. Maybe we can talk about it later. It's not really related to anything or. Okay, so we also have cucumbers. So I have these kind of noodles here. I'm really amazed of the carrot noodles. I never make carrot noodles because they're so hard. But with this potato people, they kind of seem very soft. Okay, but I do love also cucumber noodles. And but I find this skin a little bit thick. So I would agree that this might be a little bit bitter, or sometimes they also put oil on the cucumber. So if you don't like the skin, there's nothing wrong with just peeling it, you know? It's getting warm in here, huh? But you're still okay with the temperature? Everyone is fine? Everyone is freezing?
Cold, yeah.
Cold? So I do not like the skin, so I just remove it. But I do usually keep the skin out of the cucumber. But sometimes, if they're from the grocery store, it's just not. Or if they're very thick. Just get up. And then, yeah, again, you can use the potato peeler. Again, like really nice noodles with a cucumber. Or you can use, there's another method also, you can use the mandolin. But be careful with the mandolin or anything like this, similar like a grater. You always have to have like a glove, like a cutting glove, so just to protect your fingers. I cut myself one time, I never will use it without this glove anymore, but I forgot my glove today, so I will just do it a little bit.
We don't need any extra sauce.
Yeah,
That also works.
We want to keep it vegan.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it vegan.
It works with the spiralizer?
Yes, it works. You want me to do it with
Yeah,
the
let's see.
But I just want to show you just one time.
Oh,
It's not.
okay.
It's not gonna hurt me.
It's not gonna hurt.
Let me see. Like I have to get a little bit. I mean, if you can protect your hands, it will be good. So, so you get like really thick noodles. You can then. This is good for making lasagna too. So you can use zucchinis. They're a little bit less watery, maybe. Maybe that would be good for lasagna. But for noodles, you can just use this and then cut them in your desired thickness. So that would be like a really thick noodle, but very thin too. So it's really nice. So that's about it with this mandolin. We're not going to use it anymore. Yeah, so there's these noodles. And yeah, you can either use the potato peeler. This is a different kind of potato peeler. This is what I usually use. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I mean it goes should be okay too. So it doesn't really matter what potato peeler you have at home. Also, it will take a little bit longer. caterpillar always does this to me when everyone is looking. Not at home. But this time, I don't have to rely on that one. But I can usually fix it really quick. But I really like this type here. So the cucumber gets really watery in the middle. So it's a little bit difficult.
So you wouldn't spiralize them?
Oh yeah, we can spiralize the other cucumber for sure. But yeah, this is with the with the potato peeler. It's kind of similar to the mandolin kind of thing. There's the other one. I want to peel this too.
The zucchini skin you can eat now.
Huh?
The zucchini skin is good, but the cucumber skin is not so good.
It really depends on you. If you don't like the, yeah, I mean, if you really don't like, even after your fast, you really don't like the zucchini peel, you can just peel it. The cucumber peel I do like too, but this one is a little bit tough for me. It'll make the noodles a bit too tough, and I like soft noodles. I don't like al dente. I never like al dente. But these are kind of al dente, but not too hard. I want it. Just the skin is a little bit rough. Yeah, so you can use the.
If you prepare this ahead of time and put it in the fridge, does it lose
Water. It will lose water, but it will actually be nicer because the noodles will soften more. Yeah, the water. I would drink the water, sure. So not let the water go to waste, but the noodles actually will be nicer. So you can prepare it. Maybe keep the sauce extra because that can make it more watery. But yeah, the noodles definitely you can prepare a day ahead. I mean, in the store they also sell the noodles, right? So here, yeah. So I have the cucumber in my spiralizer, and it works very well. So I usually do this at home because I want to make it quick. And cucumbers are so good for you, for your hydration and everything. They have a lot of good minerals. People think like, oh, cucumbers don't even have nothing. Well, eat a whole cucumber. Eat a whole thing, or maybe eat 2 cucumbers, then you have something. Don't eat just a slice. And I would also recommend if you make a dish like this for yourself, you should at least eat 1 English cucumber, like the big ones, or 2 of those, then a little bit with lettuce together, but there's really no limit if you want to eat more, but I would suggest eat like at least 2 zucchini, at least, for yourself. So yeah, the cucumber, of course, is a little bit more liquid, so it has a lot of water. But you can eat all this just separate. Okay, that's pretty much it for the noodles.
Okay, so you said at least 1 zucchini. Is there anything special?
Oh, you should, if you want to have a raw meal like this, like raw noodles, then you should plan at least 2 zucchinis for yourself. So you have to also think a little bit different with the raw food because this is mainly water. It has 80% water. 80%, you know, it's not really, if you would cook this, it will be just a little dish. And you probably would eat all of it if you would cook it. So you can eat all this raw, but it just needs a little bit of change because your stomach, like people say, oh, it's not good if you overstretch your stomach and you have a big stomach, so you gain more weight. For me, it's actually a good thing. So I like to have a big stomach so I can fit more food in it. I mean, doesn't that make sense? It does. It should make sense, actually. I mean, food is good. It's not bad. But the right food is good. So yeah, you kind of have to overstretch your stomach a little bit with the raw food to eat all these big salads. So those are the noodles, and then we go on to the sauce. So the sauce, I have bell peppers. So usually I love tomato sauce. Okay, let's make a red sauce. Those are tomatoes. The problem here is I don't have dried tomatoes. I usually make them at home myself because buying them, they sometimes have oil, they sometimes are not raw. They're also usually very expensive. So it's really great to have it dehydrated and make your own. Then I also like to mix my tomato sauce with dried persimmon or dried raisins to make it more thick. So the problem is tomatoes have very high water, and if you just blend it in your blender, it will be more like a gazpacho and not like a sauce. So you have to somehow make it thick. And instead of tomatoes, I like to use then bell peppers if I don't have anything dried fruits, something like that, because bell peppers have less water, and they make the sauce really red. Always cut the bad parts off. Also from your avocado, even if you blend it. Some people think like, oh, I don't see the bad parts if I blend it. But you will ruin all your taste. So always be careful what you put in your blender. Especially also with lemon seeds, they will be very bitter too. So yeah, we're gonna use the high speed blender for our sauce. If you like it, it's totally good. I mean, it's fine, but I don't really use it anymore. It's not raw. It's always heat treated. It has the flavor in it. It has a lot of that's natural glutamate, pretty much. But it has some amino acids that they're really stimulating. I don't really like too much stimulating food, but it's totally acceptable. I mean, I know a lot of raw vegans who just use nutritional yeast. I used it in the past too, but at some point I just didn't like the flavor anymore. I mean, it was still fine. And then yeah, it's just in general it's advisable to increase your raw food because of all the benefits I just listed. But if you can tolerate some healthy cooked food, there's nothing really wrong with it. But some individuals don't tolerate the cooked food and they don't even know why. And then they say, well, I eat so healthy and I still have these issues. Or I still don't have the perfect weight or whatever it is, or the perfect energy, or so yeah, for those people, like for me, I have to be 100% raw. I get migraines, I can't tolerate any cooked food. But it's not, I'm not sad about it. I don't miss any cooked food. I mean, with that food is much better. So we have here a high-speed blender, and we'll just add the bell peppers in here. I think that's pretty much it. To even thicken it more, I have a mango here. Mangoes are actually really good for thickening your sauce as well. So, oh yeah, and how you cut a mango. So you just hold it here and you just cut. The pit is pretty much in here like that. This is the pit. It's like in here, in the middle. And you have to just cut on the sides of the pit. In the pit here. So some people don't buy this whole foods, the whole fruits, because they don't want the mess. It's too messy to cut. But it's not really messy. So here you have your mango house, and you can just spoon it out here. You just have to ripen your mango properly. So yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you have a hard mango and you can't spoon it out, so you have to leave the mangoes on the counter to ripen a little bit more. And if it really didn't get ripe, you have to use a potato peeler and peel it first and then cut it and put it in a curry sauce or something. Let's use like both of them. Or maybe like that. I just do like this. I eat this later. And then the last part, you just peel this off. And then I usually just cut it around it.
How can you tell you're on the size of the seeds?
You just kind of feel it with a knife. Kind of feel with a knife. It's okay. Here I can cut, and then you just
When
adjust.
you cut the sides off, how do you know you're within the side of the seed but with the seed?
The seed is pretty hard, so you can barely cut through it.
And
So
what I mean is like when you're cutting the thing, the seed is like, it's long and flat. How do you know you're going to
oh
cut?
yeah, you feel the seed. Okay, like here. Oh, I felt the seed. Then I go a little bit around it.
Well, you made the very first cut, you cut on the sides.
It's not symmetric. You see it's a little lengthy.
I don't know if I understood the
Yeah,
question.
he did. I think he got talked really
Oh my god. It's a
Yeah.
fasting brain.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, well, I mean, you can just eat this as a dessert or as a snack. We have a lot of snacks here. Okay, then, this is pretty much the base. I didn't put the tomatoes in yet, because the tomatoes are just too watery. What I do instead, I can just chop them in little cubes and then mix it in. So we can call it a tomato sauce, right? But I just have the bell peppers and the mango in here, and then you can really decide what spices you want to put in here. So we have, for tomato sauce always goes well with thyme, or oregano, basil. But thyme is just as good as oregano or marjoram. And I kind of feel like it has the same flavor. So we had thyme today, so we'll use thyme. We had some extra thyme.
Question,
Mhm.
do you use a dehydrator for a lot of your food?
I do have a dehydrator. You don't have, dehydrator I think is always good to have. Even if you don't want to prepare a lot of foods, but it's great to make your own dried onions, make your own dried herbs, make your own dried tomatoes, dried bananas, which you really love as a snack. I just dry the whole thing. And if you have too many bananas, which can happen a lot as a raw vegan, because you buy a lot of bananas, and then they ripen all at once, and then I dry those as well, and they kind of taste like marshmallows when I dry them, so it's great. But
You don't cut them, did you say as a whole?
as whole, yeah. Yeah, I just dry the whole thing.
You mean in the peel?
No, I peel them. Yeah, I peel them, but I don't cut them after. How much time did I put in? It's too much, huh? Okay, I think that's enough. But yeah, I also do a lot of my recipes in the dehydrator. Sometimes I make burger patties, I make crackers, wraps. You know, this you can do. It's really enjoyable to eat these kind of foods because we grew up with cooked food, right? Prepared food. I mean, naturally it makes sense to just eat it as it is, you know, to make not a big deal about it. But we grew up with it, so we do want the flavors, we do want the texture. And you can do a lot with the raw vegan food with a dehydrator, because then you can make all these foods that kind of taste like cooked food. Even better, because when you cook it, then the flavors they wither away, so you would have to put salt and everything. With raw food, you don't even need salt. And the dehydration actually concentrates the flavors without getting rid of them, like cooking. So yeah, I do use a dehydrator, but I would also suggest always focus on the high water foods, because that's like, there you get your benefits from the raw diet, from the high quality abundance of water in the food. That makes actually the hydration, and like the water is actually the most important nutrient that we get from the food, I think. Yeah, so I put 3 ingredients so far, so the bell peppers, the mangoes, and then you can pretty much add any spices you like. If you like garlic, you can even put garlic, or you can put ginger. I mean, and make it a little bit more exotic. Put a little bit of ginger in here maybe. And actually celery always goes well in the sauce, so you can just put a little of celery for some more salty flavor. And then celery, and then a little bit of ginger. I sometimes use garlic, but garlic is just very strong sometimes. So ginger is a really nice spice to make you feel fresh too. Just put it on. Okay, then you can add onions in there too, scallions, if you want, basil. But I kind of feel I want to keep this for this other sauce I'm gonna make. Okay, that's pretty much it. Like really, really simple.
You don't add any water or anything?
No, no water. I want to keep it as concentrated as possible. That's why I also focus on the bell peppers that have less water than the tomatoes for now. And then the mango will thicken it up, so we really have to be careful with water. And you can always add water later if you want to. If you want to have it more like soup, you can add water, but I want to have like more thick sauce. Okay, let's blend it. It's going to be a little bit loud. Very liquid, actually. It's almost like a dressing, to be honest, but I just hope that the mango sometimes thickens after a little bit. Otherwise, we call it a noodle soup.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Sometimes you don't get what you expected, but it's okay. It will, actually, you never can go wrong with a raw food. It always tastes pretty good. So this is the kind of dressing sauce. It's a little bit too thin for my liking.
It's okay. Sorry, I had to excuse me.
Okay, sure. Okay, so that's the first sauce, and then you can also add, for more texture, you could add, I didn't want to blend them in because it would make it more liquid, but for more texture, or to call it a tomato sauce, you're going to have some tomatoes in there, huh? So we'll just cut a few tomatoes. This one has a lot of green in there. So if you get your foods from the farmer's market, you will probably also eat your food, more likely, and you will more enjoy it, and it will the transition will be so much easier for you because that food tastes amazing. It tastes much better than the food that you get at the grocery store. And then at the grocery store, the organic is still better than the not organic, usually, sometimes not, but so you just have to really focus on high quality.
But at the farmer's market, you would still go for organic, right?
Not
I mean,
necessarily actually, because some farmers they're just not certified, and I trust them, and I see the quality of the food, and it's fine. Some people just say no, we don't use any pesticides, but we are not certified. It's good enough for me, but you decide what you want at the farmers market.
Well, if vegetables are gigantic, you know that they are using this stuff, right?
Not necessarily.
Really?
Organic, yeah, you can grow big vegetables. It really has to do with the soil health, and yeah, so it's not necessarily. And even if the vegetable is wholly, like has holes in it, it doesn't mean that it's organic either. So organic can have like really good quality, and the plants can grow really big too. So it really depends. Okay, so we do have just one blender, and I don't want to clean the blender right now. So we're going to be fine with a little bit of trace of that sauce for our next experiment sauce. And for I was thinking about a walnut basil kind of pesto. So I have here walnuts. And walnuts and other nuts and seeds, they usually have a natural preservative just to keep them from spoiling, and you know that nuts actually they keep for a long time. So that is why I soak them, because those natural preservatives like phytic acid, for example, it can just upset your stomach or prevent you from absorbing some nutrients. And if you soak them, you can also already see that water is really dark, and you don't want to really have that. So you soak them, you rinse, you drain the water, you rinse them, wash them very well, and they also blend a little bit better. And the other benefit of soaking your nuts and seed is that it'll activate the nut and the enzymes in the nut, and also produce even vitamins. So that's why these are soaked. So you soak them overnight? Yeah, just overnight. And if you have it really warm in your home, then you can also keep them in the fridge. And yeah, we can use a little bit of scallions, like this one. But really the base is here the walnuts, and I'm also using a little bit of lemon juice. This one has a seed, and I don't have a citrus juicer right now. So I'm just going to juice it like that.
How much water do you drink every day?
I usually start with 1 quart of water. Sometimes it's less. Sometimes it's more when I exercise. And then I drink throughout the day of whatever feels good for me. So it could be a little bit less, maybe another half quart if I eat a lot of watermelon. Yeah, just like for a feeling. You know, some vegans say you should not drink any water anymore, but I'm not that kind of. So here I have seeds, so I have to be really careful that I'm not getting the seeds in here, because the lemon seeds are very bitter. And it happened to me one time, so it'll happen to you once and then never again. So a little bit of lemon juice, maybe not too much. You can always add more lemon juice later. And then onions, green onions, or any kind of, like if you are used to a cooked or meaty diet especially, then you want to use a lot of more onions and garlic, because that will give you the satisfaction from that you got from maybe meaty items. But once you transition, I don't really use a lot of onions anymore, too much. And I have basil here too. And I love to use a lot of herbs. I mean, maybe you don't like too many herbs, but I do like the full flavor. And yeah, the basil stems are really hard. And you might think, well, I'm just gonna blend it anyway, but still, the fiber, the tough fiber, the too much tough fiber is still in there, and I would not recommend doing this. So anything that you can't eat like this right now, or you don't like this, you will not put in the blender. What else do we have here? Maybe parsley then. Yeah, we'll make a green pesto, walnut pesto. So parsley is a really great herb, and I like to use a lot of it because it has a lot of iron. People say, oh, you can get iron on a vegan diet. There's so much iron on a vegan diet, especially on a raw vegan diet. And iron absorption is also much better if you eat a lot of vitamin C with it. Then you increase your iron absorption. So I have genetically I have sickle cell anemia, and in the past I was really pale, and sometimes they gave me iron supplements, which is really bad actually, especially for someone with sickle cell anemia. But I didn't know better, so I had some problem with like fainting or low blood pressure or something like that, but I don't have these problems anymore at all, and my iron is great. I still have an anemia because it's genetic, but yeah, no problems with iron if you eat a lot of this parsley for sure. Just chop it a little bit up, and also make sure that a little bit of the stem is fine, but the really tough stems, they'll just make it really chewy. So you don't want this in your blender. I also have here not much, so we keep it always very, very simple. There's more basil here. Let's take this whole basil. It's gonna be a basil pesto, right? Need some more basil. Then you technically could also put, if you want to increase your greens intake, but you don't want to chew it, you can always chop it. Everything, like all the greens, you can just blend it, chop it, make a smoothie, right? But we just keep it like this and then see what happens. We might need a little bit of liquid here, a little bit more, because in pesto they use oil. We're not going to use oil, so we'll see what happens. You always can adjust here. I have another problem here. It's not enough volume. It's actually not bad. What would also help is just to blend the walnuts first, like pulverize them a little bit. Well, just take a break and then to get it off the side and see what happens. Always like this. If you don't make for a lot of people, you wouldn't have that problem if you had more volume in here. You can tamp it down a little bit. It's just as good as it gets. guess we just take it like that. But yeah, as I said, if you have more volume, it will blend in better. Because the temper couldn't really reach the food. But it smells pretty good. You smell it? You like the smell?
Yeah.
So this is the pesto. It has quite a little bit of walnut bits in there, maybe? There's a whole walnut here. Oh yeah, but we can do it better. You can also use a food processor for that. You don't have a lot of volume and your temper doesn't fit. But I just want to use one kitchen tool today. Because I already had to use it for the sauce, so it's always good to just make your life easier and do it all in one without washing it in between. See, and I don't think the little trace of the other sauce will affect us here a lot. Just can't get this out yet.
That's the trick with the Vitamix.
Yeah.
Getting it out.
I have like a little spatula at home, which is like little, and it gets it out a little bit better. Or at home you can use your fingers. I have a blend deck at home too, and it has dual knives, so you can even cut yourself here. It's pretty safe. Yeah, I really like the smell of the basil. Okay. Yeah, it's always pretty much an experiment. This, I don't really have, or I did not make this today according to a recipe, really. It's like more like what I find in the kitchen and what's available, and the base is pretty much similar. Like it's walnuts and some kind of greens, a little bit of lemon juice. But then what kind of greens you take, it doesn't really matter. You can make it every day. You can make it different. Same with the tomato sauce. It's like you use the base is somehow tomatoes and bell peppers, but there's something that makes it thick. But you can always so with one recipe you can have thousands of different kinds of recipes and really develop your own style at home that you like. It's like raw food is so easy to make your own recipes because you don't really alter a lot. Like if I had a recipe for something cooked and I have to cook it for a specific time, then I didn't cook it right, I cooked it too long or not long enough, then it always turns out different. But this, or it can ruin the taste, but this doesn't really alter the taste much. So this is the pesto. It's a little bit more coarse, very thick. If you would add water in this and blend it up, it will be more like a creamy green sauce. You could do that too. I didn't add any water, it's more like a thick pesto. And yeah, here we have our, let's see how thick this one was. It's kind of a little bit thicker, but still a little bit too thin for me. But
Did you ever put in like psyllium husk or anything like that?
I do use psyllium husk a lot. For the sauces, however, so the problem with psyllium husk is it takes away a little bit of the flavor. Oh, I cut this a little bit better here. It takes a little bit away of the flavor, and it makes it more gel-like. I don't really want to have it gel-like. But you could probably. I like to use a little bit of chia seeds sometimes, which makes it a little bit more like less fibrous. Like psyllium is like 100% fiber. Chia is more a little bit more fat. It gives more like creaminess to it too. Yeah, but the best tomato sauce you can make with your own dried tomatoes or dried persimmon. Here in California, we have a lot of persimmons in Northern California. And I dried a lot, and now I'm using this with tomatoes together, the persimmon, which gives it a sweetness too. So that makes a really good tomato sauce. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Those are the different kinds of noodles. So let's go over these maybe again. So here we have zucchini noodles with a spiralizer. We have the carrot noodles with the potato peeler. These are really nice and soft. And then we have the cucumber noodles with the spiralizer, and the cucumber noodles with the potato peeler or the mandolin. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Oh, this bowl is getting too small. This is always the problem, the raw vegan problem. Bowls are too small. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much. If we still have some time, if you have any questions, if you want to try the food, if you're not fasting, if you're fasting, you can smell the food. Yeah, do you have any other questions?
The dehydrator that you work with, what's that?
My brand is really a no-name brand. They have a commercial big stainless steel, but I heard that the Excalibur is a pretty good brand. What I think is important in dehydrator, you want to have a lot of room. I think a small dehydrator is just a little bit annoying because like you have nothing fits in there. So, and then you can always try more at one time. So that's actually good with the dehydrator. It's a little bit bigger. And I like the stainless steel, but there's some plastic ones that are pretty good. The Excalibur is just really, it's pretty big and it's easy. There's some that are, you have to kind of stack them. I really like it. I like one that you just have a tray that you can slide in and a big door that you can take off, and then it makes it easy.
And you can do multiple things, for example, persimmons with bananas, with anything.
Pretty much.
Do it all at the same time.
I mean, sometimes you would think like, oh, I don't want to have like a dessert kind of thing, and then something with onions, but it doesn't really.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't really affect the taste and smell. You don't cook it, you don't fry it. It doesn't really. It just flows out, and then it doesn't really interact with each other.
So what do you put psyllium husk in?
Where I use psyllium husk, I use it for desserts. For yeah, I usually where I already have something creamy, maybe, and then I also powder it first, because if you mix it in with something, you can kind of see the fiber bits. So I make powder first, so it's really fine then. And yeah, this is how I use so just to thicken. Like for example, a creamy, like instead of coconut oil, which they use a lot in cheesecakes and raw vegan cheesecakes, I use this psyllium husk. I just use with the coconut flesh, some sweetness like dates, and then I would put the psyllium to make it thicker. You could also use Irish moss. It's really good for that too. Irish moss, but it will like more in the sauce. It will be more like a gel kind of thing. You could probably a little bit would probably be good too. It'll be fine.
So does your diet give you all the vitamins and nutrients you need? Like you said, you're anemic, and do you have to do any supplementation?
No.
You have sickle cell anemia.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, it's half sickle cell. It's not like full blown sickle cell. It's like half and half. No, I don't have to take no supplement. I don't take any supplements really. I mean, that's your responsibility if you want to take B12 or B3 or something. There's some chlorella also scientifically proven that raises your B12 and also lowers the symptoms of B12 deficiency. I'll take that sometimes. Vitamin D, I go in the sun a lot. In the winter is a little bit hard, but I make it through a little bit. Yeah, no, I don't take anything.
How
Pretty
long,
much.
how long have you been raw food?
8 years.
Did you do it because of the sickle cell anemia or? was that
No,
something
I
else?
had migraines a lot and constipation. And I guess the constipation migraine was just related. And then, yeah, so but that I don't have no headaches anymore. But if I would eat cooked food, the first time will be fine. I can eat cooked food, yeah, no problems. The second time, maybe fine too, but then after a while I get the problems back. So I'm really sensitive to this kind of, I mean, but everyone is different. You might be stronger genetically and, you know, you can tolerate that better. But I'm pretty weak, I guess. But that's not bad. I mean, this makes me strong. So.
Yeah, your grinder looks like it tones you too. Get out of bed and
Oh yeah, yeah, I do. I do
like a
weightlifting
workout.
too.
Very impressive.
Yes.
Can you spell out the name of the hydrator that you use?
The dehydrator. Well,
You
I
said
don't-
you.
it's some kind of no name. Oh, the one that I recommend that everyone use Excalibur. I think it's. I think
That's
that's
it.
how you spell it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a dehydrator. Yeah, but you might find a similar one. It's kind of like that, but it has just that big door and the trays like this, not the one that you have to stack. I mean, there's cheaper versions. Those are kind of a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it. I think everyone should have a dehydrator instead of a stove. I mean, that's more important because you can, if you have a garden or you get a case of tomatoes on sale because you go to the farmer's market, you get things in bulk for cheaper. So if you get a full case of tomatoes, then you can dry them and make your own dried tomatoes and everything.
And how do you store dehydrated food?
If I have room, I store it in the freezer. If you don't have room, you can just store it in your in the kitchen, just like that. I mean, it's dry, so it should be fine, but it still has a few oils, so it's always good to keep it a little bit more cool, so that the oils don't get rancid.
Do you sprout beans?
Not beans, like kidney beans, no, because they are still toxic when you sprout them around. Mung beans you can sprout lentils, you can sprout chickpeas if they're really raw. Some chickpeas they're just heat treated and they don't sprout. Anything split will not sprout. So, but usually when I get at Whole Foods the lentils and the bulk section, they always sprout. They should always be good. So yeah, I do sprout. Maybe the next class we're gonna do something more about sprouting and how to sprout. It's very easy. Everyone can do it. Well, thank you so much for listening. Also, thank you from the streamer web. And I will also upload this on my YouTube. Let me know if you have problems with being seen in the camera if you take the food because I always let it blend out.
Want to write your YouTube for them, maybe?
Oh yeah, so I will, well, if you sign the email list, I will definitely send you all the information, all the links, and also the easy guide. And on YouTube, you find me at Easy Raw Vegan. Easy are my initials, but I also make it easy. Yeah, this is like the main purpose with my lifestyle. I mean, I love food. I actually also love preparing food, but I do not like to mix a lot of things together. I think the flavors are better if you keep it more simple. And when you travel, just try it out. Just get a lettuce. Oh, we didn't even use the lettuce. You can also make noodles out of lettuce. You just someone said I'm stretching it quite a bit now. But if you just chop it like this, I think it's kind of like noodles. You know, why not? If you have a good sauce with it and you mix it with the other noodles, you can use this too. So yeah, but if you travel, just try it out. Get a just whole foods and just eat it as it is. Get an avocado with it, some seaweed with it, and just eat it as it is. And it's really enjoyable. It is quite enjoyable to eat very simple. Yep. Anyone who wants to try? Oh, let me try it for you first. Let me get this. You can always cut the noodles too, because one noodle sometimes gets really long.
What would be a typical day for you on what you eat?
What I eat. So I first pretty much start with the water, and then usually you shouldn't mix it together, but I'm just gonna mix it side by side. So I start with the water, I exercise, sometimes I drink lemon water. Then as a breakfast, I eat just fruits. Just watermelon, a big bunch of watermelon. Usually I aim about 1,000 calories, like just fruits. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. So, but you have to get the calories from fruits. And it will be just simple fruits. Sometimes I make a smoothie too. It could be a banana smoothie with chia seeds too, if you feel like it. But usually I keep it really simple with fruits. And then the second meal will be a big salad like this. And I would probably eat half of it with a little bit of greens, and then the sauce with it. And then after I will have a dessert, either more fruits or I have something prepared with nuts, dates, nuts, something together, like any kind of dessert, and more fruits. That's pretty much it.
Are there any fruits or vegetables that are off your list? I've got some.
Huh?
Are there any fruits or vegetables or nuts that are off your list?
Well, I don't eat a lot of garlic and onions. I don't eat eggplant really, but I've heard that you can make nice dishes in the dehydrator with the eggplant. Haven't tried it, I should. And what else? I don't eat potatoes. Although you can eat them raw, but they're just not that tasty. So let me try this here. I should have a fork, but well. So this is the one with the pesto. Wow, I do like it pretty much. It's very light, because it does. If you want to have it more stronger, you would put garlic in there for sure. But it has a lot of flavor with the basil and the scallions. And then this one is probably a little bit more exotic. No, I like it too. It's very light. We didn't put any onions in here, so it's very light. With the mango, it has sweetness. You can taste the ginger a little bit, but not overwhelmingly. And I do like the carrot noodles. Usually I don't do carrot noodles, but these are kind of really soft. Well, still al dente. Okay. It's good.
Do you have raw food desserts?
A lot.
Oh.
I was gonna make a dessert today, but I looked in the kitchen for dates, and then they got the dates yesterday, but I had made already other plans. But in 2 weeks I might probably do the dessert then.
You ever do durian? Durian?
Oh, that's my favorite fruit.
Really?
I don't even know what that is.
This is it's called the king of fruits.
Yeah.
So it's so nourishing. It tastes a little bit, people say funky, but I actually,
Some people, but yeah.
I think it tastes
People love
good.
it or hate it. That's
But that's
why-
also, it can change. It'll change. Everyone should love it.
Oh, eventually.
If people hate it, they have to change. But that's why we're here, aren't we?
That's, yeah.
We're here to
I
change.
didn't realize that, but I think I agree with you. Yeah.
Who has the solution?
It's right here.
Where's the?
Hey, anyone wants to try it? You can just get a bowl and something. It's the carrot.
Durian. It's outlawed on planes and trains. Oh my
Gotta
gosh.
get out of here before I eat. That looks good.
A lot of mess. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of this, but others can do it.
Sometimes, but it's not very good.
Very controversial.
Oh yeah. If you can, because I don't have.
Thank you. Some people have been named as stinky because it has a very pungent odor that's so powerful that it's been outlawed on planes and trains and closed environments. It's not everybody.
I'm not that messy at home,
Yeah, not everybody appreciates it.
but here it's a little bit.
You don't really have to sink here.
Yeah, and no trash. I mean, I should.
Is durian one that smells?
It smells, yeah.
I was the big size restaurants.
And I don't understand. It's not that bad. I think onion and garlic definitely smells stronger. And meat, I mean, meat smells extremely strong. It's not that bad.
Is that the one that people ban durian?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, but there's really no reason for that.
Genetic differences, like that asparagus smell in your urine, some people can smell it.
Oh yeah, yeah, the asparagus.
Thank you.
So I'm sure
You're
it's
welcome.
That's really interesting.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.
So,
the same thing as durian.
it's the first
It's all raw, amazing. Also, the raw noodles are the squash. Is it okay to have a little taste of it?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm feeling a little more dairy, but I'm feeling alright.
Oh my gosh.
But it, well, it's good to hear, yeah, because some people want to. Okay. That looks it's really good.
You could even mix the pesto with the noodles and then let it sit, and it will soften probably too.
Wow.
The pesto is pretty dry.
Do you not do garlic and onions?
I did not think I'd like the orange one.
That's what I heard.
Because I
Yeah.
can't do garlic and onions either.
Oh,
didn't
And
think it was
everybody
like
with plant
it.
like
foods.
scallions?
Yeah, I can do scallion.
Yeah, this is an option. Still have the flavor, but not that strong. No, it's just so strong. It's like
Just
for
a
my
personal-
digestion.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was
It's
good.
like,
And the smell.
When I saw
You know,
what you put in
I don't want to
there.
smell like garlic all the time.
Oh,
Really?
But I do like this pesto actually. If you mix it really well together, kind of is. I mean, doesn't it look like?
yeah, it's super good. I wish it was
Like-
long lasting and beyond.
Yeah, oh, good.
Yeah, I would love to be raw, but like, you give me hope because you're
Yeah.
skinny, you look very like. Because I
Strong.
lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, see your
I've
strength.
already lost like 9 pounds. in 3 days.
I mean, yeah, I was always more like a skinny person, except for a few years I was a little bit more.
And you can like work out and you're raw.
Yeah, and I'm 43 years old. I mean, I'm not the youngest.
All right.
I haven't really.
I'm gonna have mine in 2 days. Not today, not
Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Good.
And I'm happy that you love durian as I.
This is
Oh
spectacular.
yeah, not good. Yeah, just keep it a little bit separate, but
Oh, okay.
that's fine.
Try to keep it separate.
Yeah, they shouldn't be mixed together. It's really different sauces, but it's fine. I'll mix it together a little bit too.
So
But maybe you like it mixed together.
This is spectacular.
overnight, or like all your nuts overnight, like almonds and everything. You always soak them.
Not the hemp seeds, the whole hemp seeds.
You do almonds though, obviously.
Almonds, yeah.
Yeah, you soak them.
Sometimes, honestly, usually I think so. But if I make a dessert, like sometimes I don't. It's like not that serious. I mean, it's just nuts. You know, you look at it.
Do you eat peanuts?
There is raw jungle peanuts.
Yeah,
as
I've
well.
used
Like they're
and it
But
goes
only
raw,
certain-
thyme raw, yeah. You're pretty much there.
Do you have a cookbook out there?
I do actually have a little simple ebook. I'm just really at the beginning of my business with that, so I still have to set it up and yeah, I'm offering like courses like group courses where stay connected. I was thinking also preparation class where you can do it at home together, meal plan.
I have just a little small plastic version, my version of my Zuler is this big.
Oh, yeah.
Mine looks very similar. It's like-
Okay,
Oh yeah, I was eating.
That was like the only stainless steel one, so you like the crank ones better than the.
Me personally, kind of, but it has that very waist. So this is, but what's in the middle is just a thin noodle too, so
and you said you can do sweet.
it's easy to clean, yeah. I mean, you should rinse it right now.
Yeah.
And then cleaning those things is always a nightmare.
No, it's just not.
Not bad, I'm just saying like food processors and stuff.
Yeah, food
But
processors.
with the raw food, it's like really
Really
Easy,
easy.
because you don't have any added.
I rather use it, so sometimes I use also the lemon peel squash things too.
Okay.
You do oat melts and you do coconut.
No
milk?
oats.
You don't do any oat melts?
No. Oh, nothing in the package though.
No, well,
Yeah, so nothing in the package. Oats, no, because they are treated. There's also rows that you can sprout. And I also feel like it has a lot of oxalates.
so
right.
I don't think a smoothie.
2 days.
Yeah, you
What
don't
do
need
you
those.
do? You just.
Just more bananas, ripe bananas. They make it really creamy and yeah, bananas are good.
This is a revelation for me.
Yeah, water. Water with bananas.
Have you ever
Just
gone?
add some more water.
Yeah, I did it for a few months, and there's a woman that I follow really religious. They have some nice little one of her books.
No, but hey,
You said that you could do a sweet potato dip.
You going wild?
I just
Do it here instead of steaming it a little bit.
no, you can try with it.
Wow.
Definitely will.
It's a great time to go.
Yeah,
Just have it like
that's right.
rotten all-
Contaminated.
Right, but I'm not sure, but
Love sweet potato.
raw? Oh, good.
I haven't had it with
Oh, I eat it raw. There's a little bit more starchy.
every other form. So
I love eating.
I would love it raw.
So I realized you,
So everyone who's eating, how do you like it?
This is a revelation for me. I thought this was raw, like that bland.
Yeah, it's raw, but
No,
you got a bit fish in
yeah,
there.
no, this is like, this is the tastiest thing I've had since I got here.
Oh wow, thank you.
No, it's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, I can't wait to taste it.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not eating, oh my God. this
But I
is-
have a little package.
it actually is easy.
Probably. If it doesn't taste good, don't give me the.
I'm not gonna blame you.
Don't blame me.
I'm not gonna blame you.
What did you make last time? I was in your lap, I could eat it.
Last time I did cauliflower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Spanish rice. It will be all on my YouTube.
Yeah, oh,
And
okay.
then you can get my email, I send you all the links and.
Okay, do you have a recipe for this with your info on it, or no?
This will be on the YouTube and I put the.
Oh, I see.
The ingredients I put in the description.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it's so simple, you know. You just have to remember the ingredients and then you
Yeah.
decide how much basil, how much this, how much that, you know? Just make your own list.
This is a revelation, my God. So you gotta have a little bit.
And you're gonna be pretty and young forever.
Pretty young, which we want. I'm turning 60 this weekend.
Wow, look at you. Are you already a mom?
No, but we've been raw would be the next, well, SOS free was the next level.
So what are you doing? Well,
We've been primarily vegan, but
For-
not raw.
For a long,
well, you probably will turn 200 years then.
but this is,
I mean, you already look like below 40.
thank you. This is really something. Did you get some pesto?
Oh, the pesto is like popular, huh?
It's so good.
That's really good.
Oh my God.
And the thing is also, if you're raw, some people will think, oh, that has way too many nuts, I can't eat it. You gotta have calories on raw.
Yeah.
I don't really snack on nuts and seeds like all the way, but I do not restrict myself with this. If I want to eat this, I will eat this.
Is it plain nuts?
No, those are walnuts.
So good.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
All right, I'm gonna sit and enjoy this.
So delicious. So
And everyone else, you enjoying the food? How you like it?
Oh my God.
Well, you came back for more, so you can
It's
tell
the
me.
tastiest thing I've had.
that's what he was. That's a bottle.
No, I didn't make enough. I thought I made. Yesterday I said, oh, I didn't. I have too many walnuts. Oh, wow.
You guys aren't wrong.
And isn't it simple, right? It doesn't even require garlic.
I would definitely include here to here.
Seriously, better than
This is tomato.
But that's what, you know what? I mean, this they might have question with because of the walnuts, but I mean, there's no reason why they can't keep going spiralized.
Oh, yeah, spiral is something. Huh?
And with something like this.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason. So,
I mean, they serve like whole nuts.
yes,
Right,
they
there's
do.
right
Also-
there.
They also do, they do cream cashews.
Yeah,
instead of their
so
soups.
this you can you overeat less of it, and also
You could also
I
do
put-
with hemp seed instead of nuts. I mean, that's.
yeah you can also add more like vegetables in it, like celery to make it more bulk.
Yeah.
So you can make it.
It is my
bulk.
dream to be raw, I just have yet to be able to.
Great.
You know, I mean,
There's so many great examples too, you know. But it's easy.
I'm glad I saw your, yeah. You know, I follow Alyssa and Nate. All their cookbooks, I use the dehydrator, I've done their, you know, their wraps and all of that, and, you know, I agree with you that it's great to have the dehydrator, but it's like you can't be like the whole.
Yeah, no, I usually don't use the dehydrator so much for my eating. Like more for preserving.
It's really delicious.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
Hi, friends.
Roomies.
Oh, they're happy. Yeah, I even use the toilet.
Yeah, they have all their
Well, you'll let us know.
you can just slide them in. They have like sliders.
No, but I don't think I understood you. You said the dehydrator that you have, it's the same like an scallions?
Yeah.
Okay.
They kind of slide in. They all have their own.
So what else would you use to just make it different? Sunflower seeds or
Dried, if you put seeds, then it will be creamy.
a dried potato? A dried potato.
Dried tomatoes. Dried tomatoes or dried persimmon. I love dried persimmon in the tomato sauce. Oh yeah. People have a lot.
I do. For you stealing
Good things. I thought I had too many walnuts, but I guess not.
Sure. No, that's good. That's good.
I'm sorry, I didn't make enough. This one is the, for us, the lean, skinny people, we want that. Calories. Great story. You stop now.
I know, really.
Absolutely.
Good. Well, and this is without protein powders and nothing.
Really good.
Heather, there were only 4 people eating here. Yeah.
5 stars.
Thank you.
Yes.
But anyone wants to try my
Salad?
my salad noodles? They're good too, and they're very.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna come back to that.
Okay, take as much as you want right now, because I'm gonna.
She's gonna eat the rest for her lunch.
I'm gonna pack it all.
You're gonna sample it?
Yeah, I'll. I never really throw anything away.
Think about it.
I barely have any food waste.
I was with some bowl, but I'm just like, that's all it takes.
You can hide under the table and do it.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
So Dr. Kelly Turner, traveled the world with curiosity, research doctor, collecting stories.
Isn't that more convincing than any research? Isn't that more convincing than any research?
Exactly.
And you know what? You eat so much of it, and you still feel great, and you get your ideal weight, and you have energy, and you have even less food cravings. You can go with less food cravings.
Do you have to watch how many minutes you eat?
I don't, because I don't want to lose weight, apparently. But I just listen to my body, because too many nuts, I feel like, oh, it's too much. I'm like, then the next day, maybe also enough. But sometimes I feel like eating more nuts, and it might also be that your body just needs it.
Do you eat a lot of avocado or?
I do eat avocado as much as I want. Yeah. Same with avocado. And sometimes I eat a whole, or a half of a coconut, and this is really how I want it. But of course, if you want to lose weight, you have to track your calories.
Yeah.
That's all. Just track your calories, be in a calorie deficit, and then you'll lose the weight.
No, but this was really, my mind is blown.
Thank you. I didn't even know what I'm doing today.
That's the best part about it.
So great.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm late, huh? I gotta get out of here.
You need to get some of the recipes and put them out for us. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
He loves his good food.
Get that. Go to the
But coconut what?
Where do you get coconuts?
I don't get coconut syrup.
Oh,
I eat coconuts. Coconut syrup.
where do you get them?
The coconuts,
Good in there.
I get them.
To let them do their thing. I'm gonna
Well,
go
it depends. It's kind of difficult. Asian markets. Yeah, Asian markets. Wait, where is? You want a thing? Pass it to me.
Didn't read you much for a meal.
Huh?
Is that you info up there?
You didn't read you very much to eat.
No, you didn't.
Don't make it so tasty next time.
No, I will. I will do my best to make it.
Talk
Oh, Excuse us, we're raw, we're raw foodie.
Yeah, we're raw food.
Now, I want to go raw now.
It was amazing.
Just whip that pesto bowl before she takes it
Huh? Too
away.
late? Oh, you want to have a taste? No, it's not too late.
This was
Well, this is gone, but you still have that. Unfortunately, the pesto, I think it was pretty good. I guess. You can still smell it?
Oh, sure is.
I'm serious.
Oh,
Okay. Maybe I can scrape out here a little bit.
Thank you, that was great. I got distracted for a second with when you were making
This is the only little taste I got for you.
Okay, I got distracted for a bit when you were making the pesto. What did you initially put in? Was it walnuts and dates?
No, no dates.
No dates.
Walnuts, a half of a lemon juice, and then basil, scallions, parsley. That's it. But you choose what spices you want. It's pretty much like the walnuts and a little bit of lemon juice, and then you tap it down with the greens, whatever greens you want. So spicy.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's in the information somewhere. David, here's pesto. Jump in. Okay. Yep. What is this? Pesto. Oh, from here. Pardon.
Oh, that's very nice.
This is the behind the scenes. So this is your YouTube.
Yeah, and but I'll send you an email.
Oh,
Like
okay.
this is the YouTube at Easy Raw Vegan.
Okay.
All right, good. Should I pack it off? No, pack it off. You're ready to go raw. But you know what? Just increase your raw food. With that.
Because I could make that salad from my, that would be great as a salad.
Exactly.
I'm just a bit different. So.
Well, thank you. I'm happy you like it.
So tasty, I can't even believe it.
And it's so easy, huh?
Yeah, and it's just so nice to have something raw, different, right? Than the usual.
I mean, we're supposed to eat raw. This is what I believe. We're supposed to eat raw. Because no animal eats the fruit. Why would we?
They're all vegan.
There's no other way to
Oh, that's right.
That's a good spot. I was trying to find a good spot.
Oh, yeah. I use salad.
And they're just the noodles, those the light one.
Walnut was here. He came to my class here. He sent me an email with RH website. RH in the center, yoga center. Miramar, it's just a little bit more.
Sweetheart, did you just take that information on there, a photograph? That's our YouTube channel at the bottom.
Right? That's what I said actually, I want you to check with the check. This is what I really, this is my.
Yeah.
That's my difference.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Look forward to seeing more.
Thank you. Yeah, in 2 weeks I'll be back. Where,
Back with dessert.
with the dessert. I'll be back with the dessert.
Okay, it's the,
And I'm thinking of,
You want to be here with it?
probably not. 2 weeks, what is this? You teach on the same day every 2 weeks?
yeah, Thursday, 10 a.m. Don't get any appointments.
That's gonna take.
Okay, sweetie, you're on
Well, I don't know how he's got an option, but he was teaching water. He was teaching mamas, he was teaching.
Just for,
Oh, yeah, you can put it in.
He broke it up.
Yeah.
All right. You didn't leave me much.
Hey, I know you shouldn't make it so bloody tasty.
Bloody tasty.
Bloody tasty.
You were Great Britain?
New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, they don't like that too, huh?
Yeah, we do.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
You gotta use something else while it's vegan. Can't be bloody tasty.
I don't have to change it.
You gotta change it all.
Right.
That's okay, it's okay.
I'll work on that when I see you next.
Okay. All right, you guys.
And the stories come. Do you think both cameras can get some play? I already told you. I literally breakfast to Zoom and share with Seattle.
I'm just doing the demos now. I'm trying to open it all right. Okay, so
Stop.